Hi, welcome. My name is Peter de Rooij. I made a range of clips around CRM and the performing arts, and this is about the customer experience strategy. Here you see the other topics of the clips, and actually it is an English update of a Dutch book which I wrote together with Sjors van Leeuwen earlier 2011. I made this canvas and I showed it in the first clip, and one of the elements, as you can see, is experience and creating customer engagement, and that is what we will focus on in this clip. I have some general ideas to share, and I have some specific examples how performing arts organizations deal with it. First, we look at the definition of CRM, and then we see that the goal of CRM is creating these relationships by creating value, and value is a difficult concept to define. And one of the very interesting papers around or about customer value is from Holbrook in 2005, and Holbrook defines value, customer value, as a preference experience, as an interactive, relativistic preference experience. And it's interactive because it's about the relationship between a subject, a consumer, and a product. And it's relativistic because it's comparative, it's personal, it's situational. Preference speaks for itself, and it's an experience. And so the preference is attached not to the object itself, but rather to the experience itself, to the use of the product. So it's not related to the product, but to the use or the experience of the product. So value is the preference experience. In my opinion, the performing arts products is not about programming performances, but it is certainly about programming desired experiences. And yes, obviously, the performance is a really important part of these desired experiences, but there is more to it, as I also showed in one of the earlier clips around customer knowledge. I made this overview and I tried to relate the desired experience or consumption motives to the immediate experience, which is the experience in the moment when the consumer is in the performing arts organization itself, in the theater and watching the performance. There is this remembered experience, shortly or relatively shortly after the performance ended. So that's where the value is of the customer. And then there is this extended impact, this long-term experience. And some refer to transformation, but personally, there will be cases when this is valid, but I have my doubts whether that often will happen. But this is how the relationships between these concepts are. So I try to relate value to consumption motives. This is a model I showed you before, and I have some examples how performing arts organizations are trying to deliver these customer experiences. So this is an example about a museum, Mauritshuis, Den Haag, and they offer these workshops for children as an example of cultural transmission. There is this really nice example about Theater aan het Spui, a theater also in Den Haag, and they combine these motives of social bonding and cultural stimulation, and what they do is really interesting. They have these drama viewers and these dance viewers, and these are people having a subscription, and they pay around 100 to 150 euro in return. They do not only get, they only cannot attend the performances around 10 to 12 at 8 o'clock, but they arrive at the theater earlier at 7 o'clock. And there they meet. They meet together with a group of 12 to 15 people. There is some staff of the theater, and there is someone, in many cases, someone who is related to the performance itself, who gives some background information. So what you see is that this is a combination of bonding, of meeting like-minded people, and also about learning something about the background of the performance. And the result is that these consumers are not only bonding and getting committed to each other, but it also the bond and the commitment to the organization is also improving. I made this study together with 2 colleagues of mine. We collaborated with the Doelen Rotterdam Concert Hall, and we evaluated the performances of the experiences of the performances. It was an exploratory study, and what we found, as you can see, that these are the 6 main types of experiences, and they relate to the social inner world, which is about social bonding and introducing beloved ones with the cultural world. You can see this cultural aesthetics, something of beauty, something of art, and also some other types of experiences. Some organizations, they try to relate experiences to loyalty programs. And there is this interesting study of Mimouni Chabani, and there is this reference to 3 types of values: utilitarian, hedonic, and symbolic. And together with a student of mine, I looked into an evaluation of a loyalty program of Parktheater in Eindhoven. And what we found out is that especially convenience and not so much financial advantages are interesting. And it's about exploration, which is really important. And it is not about this entertainment part, about collecting or redeeming points. But what is also important is about recognition. So people, they want to feel recognized, they want to feel distinguished, and they want to belong to a group. So the social aspect is also important. And we found a 4th item which is relevant in experiences and in loyalty programs, which is the certainty factor. Because people, they want to have priority in the booking procedures, which is really of high value to them. You can relate customer experience to specific loyalty programs, but you can also relate experiences on a more general level. And then what I see is that many organizations, they try to differentiate experiences, they try to deliver specific experiences to, for example, the core audience. But what I not often see is that performing arts organization, on a structural level, really make a kind of a planning to what kind of experiences they want to deliver for specific customer groups. I made an easy, small example how you could work this out. So you have 5, in this example, 5 customer segments. You see a lot of different types of experiences or additional services. So it's about presentation of the program, it's about a welcome tour, etc., etc. And it's important that you make this planning, this year planning, and think, okay, who are my customer groups, and who should get some additional value. Another interesting way how Parktheater Limburg, Parkstad Limburg Theaters is dealing with these experiences is that after the customer attended the theater, he or she will get an email, an evaluation email. Not a long questionnaire with 30 questions, no, just a short questionnaire, a few questions, and one open question, which is highly relevant. The response is really high, it comes in not at the marketing department, but with a customer experience improvement team consisting of several members of different departments: marketing, programming, ticketing, hospitality. And either it is a quick fix, they can solve it themselves, either some issues are rather complex and they will be solved hopefully by the management team. Another organization in the Netherlands who is working this way is Stad Schouwburg and Philharmonie in Haarlem, and they also use that same approach. What they also did is afterwards they sent out to a large customer database what they have done with all these suggestions, because it's good to tell your audience what you have been doing. So concrete, they have done 3 concrete actions, and it's good to inform your public about it. And if you're lucky, the local press also recognizes this improvement. This was the clip around customer experience strategy. You can see the whole range of clips, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.